Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous Return from Beagle Point. We are on our way back to the bubble, having completed our journey all the way across the galaxy to the aforementioned Beagle Point. We are currently located right here, I guess about a quarter of the way back to the bubble from the middle here. Went all the way out to Beagle Point, which is way over in this direction, and back. It's taken us months to do this journey because I'm just doing it a half hour at a time, basically. You know, we're making our progress. The purpose of the journey has been to increase our exobiology rank up to the status of elite, as well as hopefully make enough money to purchase a fleet carrier and take that back out into the black and do some exploring in that kind of a method. Bring all of our ships with us, have different varieties of ships to take around and land, small, big, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, just kind of play around and see what we can get, see what kind of trouble we can get into. But right now, we're still on our way back to the bubble, trying to accumulate the last little bit of funds that we're going to need to have that little, you know, $7 billion or 7 billion credit total that I want, so that I can have a buffer once we purchase a fleet carrier, being able to outfit it and then have enough money to, you know, more or less. Did it not save my? I thought I fixed my throttle problem. Yeah, there's the dead zone's pretty wide there, so. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Anyways, mostly just looking for high metal content worlds that have preferably just 2 biological signatures on it, because that gives us an almost guaranteed chance of coming across some stratum tectonicus, which is the most expensive source in the game for biological readings. Especially if you can get first footfall, you can get 90 million credits out of that, which is substantial. So if we can get, if we can even just get, oh wait, hold on, there was another, seriously? I gotta figure out what the problem with that is. There's a water world here. Oh, there we go. We'll go ahead and go scan that real quick, why not? That up to full throttle there, 3/4 throttle. We'll get our super cruise assist going, and then full blast it. All right, sorry about that. I've been having issues with my throttle for my ship. I think I'm at the point now where I just need to disable the throttle on my joystick, because it's causing some kind of a error with the reading that's not putting it where I want it to be. So. As much as I like having the nice, quick, easy up and down, 100% to 0%, having the throttle there, let me fix my camera a little bit. Having the camera there, it's just, it's becoming more of a pain than it is, more of a pain than a benefit. It's getting really annoying having to mess with that, and it just seems to be getting worse and worse. So I think my joystick's just kind of dying. Nothing I can do about it. Like I said in the last episode, I don't really use the throttle outside of what I'm doing right now, outside of just traveling, so... and even then, when I'm just traveling, I don't really touch the throttle either. Let's see, we are trying to do scanning for the planet so we can get our money for this water world. As far as planetary scans, I'm generally trying to just do water worlds, Earth-like worlds, and ammonia worlds, because those are the 3 most expensive options you can go for. Going to use our hotkey to target the next system en route. You can find that in the ship targeting settings. I say that every time because if I don't, people ask me how did you do that? Because I guess it's just not an obvious setting. It's kind of buried down in the menu system. Let's see, things to talk about for this episode. I don't really have anything specific that's new from the last episode. I'm going to remind you guys that I do plan on doing a Path of Exile live stream on Friday the 26th, sometime in the late afternoon or early evening once I finish my recordings for the day, so that I can grind through the campaign mode. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to push towards the 10,000 subscriber mark. That is our next goal as far as subscriber count goes. So be sure to click the subscribe button and the like button and all that stuff. Help get the video shared with as many people as possible. Help get these videos shared with as many people as possible. Help get that subscriber count up. You know, growing the channel is extremely important if I actually want to make this a job rather than just something I'm doing that never goes anywhere. So unfortunately, that actually requires viewer participation as much as, you know, it would be nice if it didn't. It just kind of is the way that it works. So we're not going to really find anything with icy bodies or gas giants, so we'll go ahead and just move on to the next system then. I have to say that after my little revelation that I had of the simple fix that the full spectrum system scanner has, every time I hop into it now, I'm going to be all the more annoyed with it, because now there's, in my mind at least, there's a super simple fix that they could do that would make that thing much less annoying, and I know they're never going to do it. They're never going to do that because it makes using that system easier rather than more time consuming. It's super frustrating. But anyways, I don't want to go back down that irritation road, so we're just gonna set that to the side for now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have that much to talk about other than we're just gonna try to get some some distance down today. We're gonna try to find as many bodies as we can find. I got an icy body there and a high metal content world there. No geology. Looks like there's going to be at least one more. I'm not geology, biology. What am I talking about? It was at full throttle when I hopped out of this. I wonder if I can just... I could probably just leave it at full throttle then, and then just keyboard control it down, hop into the full spectrum system scanner, and then when I hop back out, it'll... I'm going to try that next time. I'm going to try just bringing it down with the thing, hopping to the full spectrum system scanner, and then maybe because it refreshes my throttle position for whatever reason, when I come back out of it, I'll be at full throttle. We'll see. I knew it. I knew it was going to do that. I knew it was going to do that. I wanted to test my theory there, and of course, as soon as I decide I want to test the theory, it doesn't give me a system where I can use my full spectrum system scanner. So... I was thinking in my head, I was like, it's going to be one or two. It's going to be one or two. I know it's going to be one or two. They're going to do that to me. That's just the way it always works. Anytime anything that has to do with random chance, I'm just one of those people where the odds just never fall on my side of things. I don't win anything when it comes to like random drawings or anything like that. The only time I ever get anything in my life is if I earn it. It's just the way that it always works for me. I'm not one of those lucky people where it just works out for me. Try this again. Okay, 7 will work. Get ourselves fueled up. Pull away from the star. Zero it out. Hop into the spectrum. Nope, icy bodies. There's only 7, so I'll go ahead and just scan these real quick. And then ideally, by the time we hop back out, the throttle will be at full throttle again, and I won't have to do it. Oh. But one, I want at least 2 to justify the amount of time it's going to take us to go over there and do that. All right, that does seem to work. So the reason I like using the throttle is because I can just kind of slam it down and quickly get into the thing. It's kind of an economy of motion kind of preference thing that I do. But since my throttle control isn't working like it used to, I'm going to have to come up with some different ways of doing it, because I have to press it 3 times to get it down to 0. I have 2 ways of controlling my throttle. I have the throttle on my joystick, which gives me, you know, fine control or whatever, which you don't really need in this game. But I also have the keyboard incremental throttle control, and I always set that to 75% because I want a minimum number of key presses to get to whatever percentage of throttle that I want. And again, you don't really need precise throttle in this game. It's unnecessary for most things that you do. Anything where you're going to start getting into needing precision in your thrust control, you're going to want either a joystick, another joystick, or some other axis control. And realistically, it's only going to be combat or when you're close to the ground. And like I've said before, I really only hold on a second. I really only use that kind of stuff in combat. But anytime I'm close to the ground, I'll switch to the WASD for my lateral controls: forward, backwards, up and down, left and right. And then pitch will be controlled with the stick. So that's kind of how I do that. So it's basically like mouse and keyboard for moving around, except for instead of using the mouse, I'm using the joystick. And that's the way I fly most of the time. Now, anytime I'm in a combat situation, if I'm going to be like fighting things, then okay, it's just another gas giant left. Anytime I'm going to be fighting anything, I want maximum control over all directions of flight, so I'll switch over to a joystick-on-joystick setup. That's the way I do that. I know it ends up being a lot of repetition between episodes, but at this point, I'm just kind of talking about whatever pops into my head. We need to find some stratum tectonicus, because I need some more money. We need to make 1 billion more credits by the time we get back to the bubble, so I can have that comfortable margin I want on the other side of all of this. Let's see what we can find in this system. Eventually. I'm having some connection delay. Ideally, if you have a decent internet connection, you're only going to be in the loading screen there for a few seconds. You can start to feel it. You can start to feel it when it's taking longer than normal, and that's because you're having some kind of a connection issue. Wait, what am I doing? Icy bodies and asteroids, not really interested in that. Check my throttle there. Alright. So yeah, mostly just waiting to see if we roll the dice and get ourselves a high-value biology, or at least find a planet that has like a bunch of different biology on it. If I find one that has like 4 or 5 or 6 different biological sources on it, we'll go check that out too. That makes it worth the time to go over there and do it. Outside of that, though, mostly looking for high metal content planets with at least 2, preferably 2, because that has at least in my personal experience, that has given me the best chance of finding the stratum tectonicus, which is like the best thing you can find. Let's see here, nothing there. Yeah, because imagine if like setting it to here, highlight it, just made big circles on the screen for anything that was in that spectrum range. That would make this tool so much more enjoyable to use. So. Still no biology. I'm starting to get the feeling that we're not going to find any in this system, even though there's a lot of stuff running around. Gotta wait for the energy tuning failing thing to go away. Okay. Come on, give me what I'm looking. Ooh, okay, biological 3. We'll go for that. It's a rocky body, which isn't exactly what I'm looking for, but it's good enough. And it's not that far away, so let's turn around, get ourselves over there, and we'll go scan some biological sources. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll find something super interesting. That'd be nice. No way to know until we get over there, though. It is what it is. Cut out a little bit of that travel time there. There's nothing really to watch while we're doing that. Get close enough now to do our scans. We'll cross our fingers and hope that there's something really cool on this planet. But if not, at least we'll get 2 or 3, probably 2 or 3 biological scans out of this. Most of the time, I'm not able to get all 100%. Sometimes we do. Most of the time, it doesn't happen that way. So let's get close enough. We'll get our scans down, find out what we have here, and hopefully it'll be something really cool to look at. It'd be nice if we could find some more of those hexagon-shaped things. Whatever the biological sources, whatever that was. I don't remember what it was called. All right, let's do our scan here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we got. Wait for the probes to hit. Do, 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 do. Eventually.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Alright, we got bacteria for Texa, tussock. I thought it said there were 4 on this one. I must be misremembering. Could have swore it said that there was 4 on this one. All right, well, I'm not going to mess around too much with the Vertexa then. If we happen to come across it, cool. Otherwise, we're just going to go... Let's get our Super Cruise assist turned off. Don't want to approach too quickly, because then we'll overspeed and crash into the atmosphere. And then we won't be able to glide down like I want to. So, just kind of... I'm trying to be efficient by going as quick as I can without going too fast. And you can mitigate a lot of the overspeeding by taking a shallower angle towards the planet. It gives you more room to speed down, more room to slow down. And then as you start getting into like the 20 kilometers per second range, you can start increasing your throttle more and more. And then you can max it out and have little to no risk of slamming. I understand that they wanted to make it sort of an art form to do efficient landings and stuff like that, but I really wish they would just automate the process. As far as the throttle, like I don't want to set an autopilot and it automatically lands me and everything, but I shouldn't have to fiddle around with the throttle to make it work. Personal opinion. I should be able to just set the throttle and it auto throttles me down to the planet in the most efficient way possible, especially with the number of times that you have to do it. There's enough grindy stuff in this game without having to fiddle around with managing your speed on approach. I guess we'll go ahead and if I don't see any tussock right nearby, we'll go ahead and grab this. Yeah, there's definitely... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to turn off the... I'm gonna have to turn off my throttle because there's seriously something wrong.
Landing gear deployed.
So let's go ahead and do that then. That sucks. That really sucks. So, oh, hold on. Oh, what the? Flight throttle. Get rid of that, I guess. That's unfortunate. That's super unfortunate. Grab our bacteria. Get 2 more samples of that, and then move on and grab some tussock. And then, if we're lucky, we'll find some Frutexa, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Fortunately, the bacteria on this planet is a significantly different color from the ground, which makes it much easier to spot. I need to relearn my stopping technique. I have one, but I don't remember what it was. It was some kind of flipping maneuver that slowed me down pretty fast. All right, one more, and then we can move on to the tussock. Oh, that's the tussock right there. Let's see. Is there a bacteria nearby? The bacteria also renders at a much higher distance than everything else seems to. Oh, nice. We get to land right here and get a 2-for-1 special, basically. Grab ourselves about the last of the bacteria and then stroll right over and grab our tussock. So I'm a big fan of when that happens. Come on. All right, grab that. Wait for it to purge. And scan. Scan. Thank you. Tussock pinnatus lime. Okay. Put the lime in the coconut. Shouldn't really need the night vision with terrain like this. Any grass that shows up is going to stand out like a sore thumb. Assuming I'm not going too fast for it to render before I pass over it. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea where the Vertexa might be in relation to where we are now. We are past the 20-minute mark now, so we don't really have time to get off the planet, go find something else, find another landing spot. So what we'll do is we'll go get our last sample of the tussock, and then we'll head towards these mountains over here and see if maybe there's some Vertexa over there, because usually Vertexa can be found in more ripply areas of the terrain. Usually. It's not an absolute rule, but usually you can find them in the more ripply areas. I usually, especially if there's like a lot of different biological sources, I'll usually write off Vertexa because I don't want to say almost always, but a lot of times it's going to be located in places that are difficult for the ship to land. So I don't want to spend too much time screwing around with that. But we will take a second, since we have a little bit of time left in this episode. We'll take a second, we'll fly over to these mountains over here and see if maybe we get lucky. And there's some Vertexa nearby that we can scan, and we'll add that to our databanks. But if not, then we'll just call it a day and be done. Get some speed, so we can minimize how long this is going to take us to get done. I think that a lot of times when you see a change in the color, that also represents a potential change in the biological sources that you're going to get. So I want to fly over this mountain and see if we can find maybe some different colored terrain, and that could potentially mean that we have a better chance of finding what we're looking for. Trying to be very careful about where I'm pointing my ship and making sure that I'm not going to slam myself into the ground at full speed like this. We'll do a little bit of fancy, I don't want to say fancy flying. I'm not trying to do fancy flying. I'm just trying to get across all of this as quickly as I can. Maybe get lucky and find ourselves some Vertexa. So this would be the kind of terrain that I would expect to find Vertexa in. Just ripply terrain that has a lot more difficult landing areas in it. So let's fly around in this for a second. Oh, here we go. See something over here. I don't think that was tussock. I would be surprised to find tussock on super rocky terrain like this. So where did I see that? Oh yeah, that's Vertexa. Okay, let's see if we can find a landing spot here. Put our landing gear down so I can actually have that be something that pops up for me.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay. Oh, right there. So it looks like we're going to get all three on this one, because the terrain's not too bad. Just got to find that right spot. This is a reason why I give up on Vertexa quite a bit. Because even though the terrain looks like it should be something that you can land on, they haven't designed the game in a way that makes it convenient to do. Just put it that way. I will reiterate that I would like for them to put a repel from ship option and just leave your ship hovering there. No reason your ship can't hover there, and there's just the little blue pillar of light on the ground under it so that you can get into and out of your ship much more easily. Because like right now, my ship could be hovering above the ground right there, and there's just a little pillar of light that would allow me to basically just do the same thing I'm about to do now. That would also be a very easy patch to do. If they can have my ship remote fly itself to go fly off to a faraway place, they can have my ship remote fly itself to sit in one spot for however long I want it to sit there. I mean, seriously, how much programming does it take for it to do this? You know what I mean? Because then I could just go like right over here, and then press this, and then go down to disembark ship, and then I teleport down or rappel down to the ground, grab what I need, and then I don't know if we're far enough away or not, but we're gonna try. There's a little bit of blue there. Come on. It isn't that I hate exploration. I just hate all the fiddly little crap that comes with exploration. Like, the process itself doesn't suck. It's just the stupid little irritating variables that exist because of the way they decided to program it. If landing wasn't nearly as onerous as it was, and if the full spectrum system scanner wasn't as fiddly as it is, and, you know, these things that they do that make this way more irritating than it has to be, exploration would actually be a very enjoyable activity. All right, I think that's 2 out of the 3 that we need. And it would just be a couple of little fixes that they could do that would make the quality of life for this so much better if they would just suck it up and do it. Trying to stay in this general area, because you can see how the terrain here is like this. So let's go off in this direction for a minute. See if we can find another patch off this way, because that should be far enough away from what we've... Oh, there's another one there. If there's one over here... Here we go. I saw some blue there. Oh, there we go. Nope. Come on, give it to me. There. Nope. Ah, come on. It's like, imagine how much more enjoyable it would be if I didn't have to do that right there. Like, fiddle around, try to find a spot. Needle in a haystack. Like, a lot of times it's a needle in a haystack. Like, you could land your ship, but there's like this one tiny little spot, and you have to be right there before it'll let you land. And being able to just hover over the ground and let it sit there would be, like, so awesome. All right, well, that's the last of the 3 that we need to get, so we're going to go ahead and call it a day. Hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click the like button if you did, so that the YouTube algorithm will know, and send the video out to as many people as possible. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing that now, so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your feed, and you'll be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. And we are trying to push towards that 10,000 subscriber mark, so please consider doing that. If you're not, if you would, channel members get early access to all of my content. I have a script in my head at the end of these episodes, and when I deviate from it, it messes me up. Channel members get early access to all of my content, so be sure to click that join button, check out the list of options available there, and decide if any of those are right for you. If you're not interested in a membership, but would still like to support the channel, you can always do that with the thanks button, which is YouTube's version of a tip. Direct contributions are greatly appreciated and a critical component to helping to turn this channel into a full-time gig, which is the dream. So again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Be sure to come back for the next one, and I'll see you then.